What's up? Bill Pickle, food, travel adventure, just hanging out. This is one of these meals that, my ma grew up, three older brothers, never enough to go around, but they always made it happen, and sloppy joes, dude. Sloppy joes is the way to go. And you can buy the sandwich in the can. Trust me, I ain't so bougie that I don't eat that. I do like manwich. I am down with it. But I can say that over the years I've kind of upgraded, through hard work. Like even this meat, this is London broil. You get these London broils. Sometimes you can get this thing ground at Winn-Dixie or Publix, cheaper than you buy ground beef for. And the important part with this is you don't need all that fat because normally you strain it off anyway. So for me, it's kind of a good thing. Really, you just kind of end up chopping this up, get some brown on it. Got a whole bunch of stuff. I got Whataburger spicy ketchup. I got a new bottle in there, but I'm going to try to kill the old bottle. 1776 barbecue sauce. It's cheap as hell, but it's delicious. There's actually one, the last batch of sloppy joe I did, I used the Kick and Honey. Awesome stuff. If you're trying to sponsor me, I'll tell you this right now. Hook it up. I'll eat as much of that damn barbecue sauce. I'll wear shirts. You can pimp me out for barbecue sauce, but and then of course, this is a generic version of Winn-Dixie brand, Southeast Grocers or whatever. It's pretty good stuff. It's Louisiana hot sauce, just generic. And then the old Morton's, man, it's Nature's Seasons. Just throw some of that crap in there, salt and pepper. But the difference is when you buy that can, it ain't nearly what you want. The can just don't cut it. This gives it that zing, that flavor that everyone likes, and when it comes to feeding a bunch of people, which I think later I'm having some people over here hanging, and we're going to shout out on some sloppies. And the other big tip I have is you can just get cheap white bread. You don't need to buy garlic bread. All these prices are high right now. I'm cheap as hell, so get the white bread, butter, garlic, make some garlic bread out of it, and then throw the cheese on and make it sloppy joe on garlic bread. So much better. Garlic cheesy bread. So much freaking better. But, a lot of people do with the sloppy. They go for like a real fine grind. It's your choice. I personally like a little chunk in it. But otherwise you can get this stuff pounded like this and get fine. But this is kind of like a cheap meal that really goes around. Especially, all this stuff, maybe $10 or something. I know for a fact this whole London broil cost $7.26 or something. I had to do grind it. Awesome deal. But it's one of those things where when you're growing up, there's certain things you miss, certain things you really like, and this is one of them. And after going to the mountains and going surfing today, ain't much better than this. You could throw onion, bell pepper, all that. I ain't got all that right now. I just came back, but I did get this, and I think it's going to be awesome, and I think people are going to like it. More importantly, I like it. I have leftovers, so sloppy joes, dude. And the whole reason I got back on the sloppy joe kick is actually because of the internet, and there were people putting up videos and different recipes for like Philly cheesesteak sloppy joe. A lot of people probably seen that one. But it's just a good, cheap way of making a badass meal for people. And it for me, it has nostalgia. Like, I know back in the day, money wasn't always there, or what you did have, you really had to make count, and I think that time is coming again, where people really need to make this stuff count, and this is a good way to do it. I grew up on this, all these different meals. My mom would make chicken casserole. Well, yeah, it's a good way. You got 4 chicken breasts, you gotta feed 8 people. That's hard to do with 4 chicken breasts. You make a casserole out of it, bulk it up and stuff. It really makes a big difference. But, I just figured I'd do a little cooking of my own. We're going to do some food reviews later this week. My problem with eating out, and trust me, I do eat out, ladies, so don't worry about that. But my problem with eating out is you just can't. I don't get the same quality I get at home. I don't control it. It's always cheaper. Every time I go out, I'll spend like $100, $200, have an awesome meal, hang out. But it's not nearly as awesome as if I was at the house with my loved ones, with people I care about, So I just, as far as things popping, It's sloppy joeing up in here. We slopping and we're joeing. I actually had a buddy named Joe, and he's a pretty wild individual, and every now and again he would get sloppy, and I recommend y'all get sloppy too, but I'm gonna basically give you a breakdown here. We got our beef brown. I'm gonna do a little straining real quick. And I don't use the strainer and all that nonsense. It's a pain in the ass. You gotta clean something else. I try to do one pot meals. So I try to do as little dishes as possible, and that might be from being a bachelor and this, that, and the other, but for me it works. So we just strained some of that off. It really was much grease because this London broil really ain't got much to it. So what I do is I'm gonna blast through this real quick because the video is getting long and I don't want to waste all your time. Throw some ketchup in there. And bear with me because I'm trying to kill this bottle. I never measure, but it always comes out good. I just want to get rid of this damn one. Alright, we hit it with a little of that. You really only need a couple tablespoons of ketchup. The main thing is going to be this barbecue sauce. Which, like an idiot, I did not open. But I think I got it. We're just gonna blast in some barbecue, but I'm telling you, the 1776, they don't make a damn thing that's shitty. Every single flavor I've had of theirs is exceptional. And I just kind of do, you don't want to over sloppy it. You don't want it too sloppy. Just like men, just like women, no one wants them sloppy. But then we hit it with Louisi. You know, like Emerald Lagasse, bam, 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 just kicking it up a little bit, just a little touch. And that really fires it. Whole bunch of this crap hole. I don't know what the hell's in this, but I'm pretty sure it's everything. It's just a mix of everything. But that Morton seasoning blend, and I got a ton of other spices. I'm a big fan of buying all these weird ass spices. The Everglades always a good one. There's a ton of them up there. But this is just my go-to common. And then next thing is salt and pepper.